Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Holy Quail. It's myself and Andy. Andy's in the garden. I'm not in the garden, but I wish I was.
Then woohoo!
We had a wood pigeon. Like as soon as I joined the call, like a wood pigeon, like straight from Springwatch or something, flew in on the bird bath. Had to feed and then flew away. Maybe they'll come back. That'd be nice.
It's not
It
there
was very
anymore.
serious. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. So you got Fishy, Birdie, Pazuzu, Pookie. Anyone else in there? Hope you're doing well.
Hello,
Right,
everybody.
you stop being nice to people, but hi. Lovely. How has your week been, Andy? Or a few weeks, because I haven't been here for a while.
You've been on for the last two because of you recounting pufflings, which is very exciting. I want to hear more about that.
I shall keep that.
It's been really good. It's a couple of weeks ago I went away to Dartmoor, and we haven't talked to each other about that yet. And then obviously we haven't talked about pufflings. And I've just been doing lots of gardening and stuff. And I was setting up a wildlife friendly bed yesterday. That was my whole day. Was planting out a bunch of wildlife friendly plants for both birds and insects. My design, which is very cool. My first proper professional design.
Very cool.
It was awesome. And I've been given the clients are so happy they want me to do 2 other areas as well. So
well done.
it's ornamental but wildlife friendly. So that's the whole idea. And it's around a massive wildlife pond. Like the pond is huge.
Would Cat be impressed?
Sorry?
Would Cat be impressed? That's the thing.
Cat would be very impressed.
That's good.
I was watching dragonflies and damselflies laying eggs in it yesterday.
That is cool.
Okay, so it's swallows. It's large enough that swallows can come in, skim the surface, and drink.
That's the size you want.
Yeah.
That's like a good Oh wait, 34. Who's at 34 with you? Adjacent.
I haven't been quite that high today. We've probably peaked at like 30 degrees today, which has been all right. Last week though, I didn't do a full day at all last week. Every day was a half day.
Just that hot.
Just so hot, yeah. As soon as it gets to about 31, 32, if you're in shade, you're okay. If you're in direct sunlight, it's just no.
I can't imagine like doing physical stuff. And that, same with Birdie, like 24 or so. I could go in the morning, and I was in the sea, then came out and then got hot, and I was like, no, I have to go inside. And it was in like 24. I can't even. Ugh, it's too hot.
Yeah, I was working at 34 for a couple of days, but again, not for long. It was like as soon as it hits that kind of temperature, you just stop.
Like on the puzzle, scraping away at a bed or something. Yeah. I had to put the dryer on.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Busy at work, and then I haven't been here for the last few weeks doing puffin counting. But I had the puffin count yesterday for this week, so I'm here now. But I do have to leave it now to meet up with some friends. But I'm here, which is nice. But I've been doing lots of puffin counts.
Yeah, so just to let all the viewers know, we're going to stop the stream early today, which means we probably won't get through all your wildlife encounters, which is obviously going to set us back again. But there we go. We're used to this system now. All these part-timers not enough work because it gets a little hot. Some of us have been hard at work the whole time. I'm sure you have, Chris, and good to see you. I don't envy you your job. I really don't. It's tough, especially when you don't have AC.
No. But I've been doing lots of puffin counts, which I have been here for the last few streams. I started with Birdie last week, which feels like an eternity ago now, but that was really lovely. So Birdie posted lots of pics from stuff that we saw there, pics of us, which was very nice. And what else? Also just hiding from the sun, seeing some nice wildlife. It's been a nice time, nice few weeks. I posted over 40 pics. Oh no! But we love all the pics. We love them all.
All pics, even the Nick pics of Nick.
It was great. Baker was like, "I've got an idea," and I was like, "I love this." So we went out and like, cool. Where can I just be far away? And then I had to go find a rock for something else. And Birdie got a really good neck pick. And then we were like on the edge of this cliff, and it's all like sheep farm like nearby. So there's like no trees or anything. It's like how can you get an Andy pick? Like there's a rock over there, but it doesn't quite work.
You need to get an Andy pick of Andy. That's Birdie's next challenge.
Exactly. So yeah, next
An
assignment.
Andy pick of me.
One take of a Nick pick of Nick.
Then a cat pick of cat. Oh, shall we move on to our wildlife encounters?
Oh yeah, I can talk about puffin counts because I haven't got a picture of puffin counts, but I have a related one.
Okay, then go for it.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in what I've been doing in the last few Wednesday evenings, there's a big viewing platform kind of on the top of the cliff, and then at the bottom of the cliff, kind of 70 or so meters away, there's two kind of big banks of earth, and that's where most of the puffins breeding. And at the start of the season, when all the puffins are coming in and bringing in kind of nesting material and such, we would be looking down and see which which burrows are puffins going into with nesting material and just kind of often. And then we're marking those ones as kind of active burrows. And then once we had a really nice number, kind of we aim for 100, but I think we got up to quite a few. I think we got over 200 in total across 2 research areas. Then we have like a set number. And straight with an animal impression. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have a toy puffin at the visitor center, and I can like hear it in my sleep, but it sounds really robotic. It's like one of those like really probably cost like 10p as a sound box. But they have it's a really nice sounding puffin. Like birds sound really nice. The puffin, the bird sounds nice, but they chose a really like robotic like and it's not good. But they have a really nice like a really nice low kind of call to them, but they chose a bad one. But there you go, Barnacle. There's your puffin and hello. So with the puffin surveys, we have all these burrows. We marked them as active burrows. Thank you, Bernie. And now we can't look inside the burrows or we can't see if there's an egg or a chick inside the burrow because it's inside the burrow. But lots of the other birds, razorbills, guillemots, kittiwakes, and fulmars, you can see the nest itself. You can tell if there's an egg. Sometimes you have to be a bit patient and wait for the adult to get up. Others, it's just quite easy to see. Like kittiwakes are very active, so you can usually see if they have an egg or a chick next to them. But puffins, it's in the burrow, so you can't really tell. So the best way to do it in our situation is to just see what the adults are doing. And if they're going with lots of nesting material, then it's probably an active burrow. And once the chick hatches, they're going to start bringing in fish. So you might see lots of pictures online and in media of kind of puffins, and the bills are full of sand eels and other small fish. And they don't ingest and regurgitate to their young like other birds. They will just bring in the fish themselves to feed the chick. So it's very handy when you see a puffin with lots of, or just any fish in their beak flying into a burrow. It's a very good indicator that there is a chick in that burrow which is getting fed. And what I've been doing for the last few weeks is we have a shift for the whole day. So it starts at 4:30 a.m. and you have 4 shifts of 4 hours, and you end at 8:30 p.m. And all you're doing is standing on the top of like the viewing platform on the top of the cliff, staring down, and you're looking at birds coming in off the sea before they get to the burrows. You're scanning around, you've got thousands and thousands of birds, probably a few tens of thousands of birds kind of in this one colony, and you're eyeing out a singular puffin. Like you're not caring about guillemots or razorbills, which you have tens of thousands going past. You're looking at just puffins. So you kind of have to work out and get your eye in for looking just for puffins. If you see a puffin flying towards the cliffs, get your binoculars on it, see if there's any fish in the bill. If there isn't, ignore it. You don't care. If there is a fish, you keep an eye on it, track it, and you follow it and see which burrow it goes into. And if it goes into one of your marked burrows, so it flies into this one particular burrow, we have a little screen, and on it is a big picture, and it's annotated all the burrows on. So you have to work out what burrow you're looking at, look at nearby landmarks. So there's a few particular rocks which are very handy, or kind of a pattern of burrows themselves, different patterns of foliage, but they all change throughout weeks, so they're quite hard. If there's different lighting, so if you're in on like the 4:30 a.m. shift, like I was yesterday, and you have like a very low sun, then the shadows are very different if you're in the midday shift or the late one. So like, just look at landmarks, work out what burrow you have, and like, cool, the puffin with fish went into burrow 100. So I got on the kind of like data sheet, find burrow 100 for the hour shift you're on, that you mark in one feed, and you also note what sized fish there were in the bill. If it's like a small, medium, or large, generally it's a medium. But if it's like one, like if you struggle to see the fish itself, then maybe it's a small. And if you're like, wow, that's a lot of fish, then you mark it as large. And you just do that for 4 hours. Like it flies by if you enjoy it. But you're just like constantly looking down, puffing with the fish, follow it, track it, put on a clicker, mark it down, and back again, looking at next ones, and you're scanning around. And at the end of the season, we'll hopefully have a big data sheet, and you'll have all your active burrows, so like 100 active burrows, just for um, example's sake. And you can see all the different feeds they had over the 5 different weeks. So we're doing it 1 day a week over 5 weeks. And at the end of the season, you can say this many burrows had no feeds, so they probably weren't active burrows. They might have just been prospecting into the burrow at the start of the season, but then just abandoned it, or didn't pair up, or failed during the egg stage, or whatever reason. And then you have some which might have had a few feeds, so maybe they started on the first 2 weeks, but then they weren't seen at all for the rest of the feeding sessions. So you think they might have, the chick might have failed, so maybe they just chick dive for whatever reason. And then others you have maybe a few consistent feeds, or over quite a few weeks, and you can think, okay, they went on for so many weeks, so we can call this a successful burrow, this puffling successfully fledged, because we're unable to put our hands in the burrow and physically check if there is a puffling there, which a lot of other sites can do. Like, we're quite unique on Rathlin, where you can see the burrows, but you can't actually access them. And you can work out how many successful burrows you had and say, okay, for this season in 2026, the puffin's productivity, so how many chicks were successfully raised per active pair, would be 0.7 or something like that. And that is 70% of all active burrows successfully raise a chick. And a lot of seabird science, kind of in tens and tens of hours of work and everything, boils down to just like this one fraction, like this one decimal number. And it's like 0.3 or 0.5 or something. And that's a huge amount of work. It's a very bizarre job, but you will have lots of other data. You can say, okay, this many chicks maybe failed at this stage, this many didn't make it to chick stage. Like, there's lots of other data you can get, but lots of it boils down to that one important number, because that's showing you, depending on the species, like, is this population increasing or decreasing? Was it a good year or a poor year? And things like that. But yes, that's what I've been doing. I've been staring at a lot of fishy puffins. And I feel like I've missed a lot of things. A lot of job. You want a scone? I'd like a scone, that'd be nice. A wild scone. Burrows need a weed turnstile. So, yeah, so, I mean, you say that, Barnacle. I have a friend who's up in the Scottish Outer Hebrides on Mingulay, and he's trialing this new science from, I can't remember which university it is, I think somewhere in Scotland, where, because fish are smelly and seabirds have a very strong aroma to them because they have lots of oils in them from the very fishy diet, they have like a quite distinct smell and odor to them. And they are working out, can you use literally smelling devices? Can we put this device in a burrow, like a Manx shearwater or a storm petrel or a puffin, and they all kind of like burrow or crevice nesting birds, which eat fish and are smelly themselves. Could you have it like an ambient recorder, and you can say, okay, there's no scent of anything, and maybe that's like the adults, and then there's a scent that picks up, and that is the chick that's being born, and then every few hours you get like a peak, and that is the fish coming in or something like that. Like, could you use this as a viable survey method? A bee. Oh, mid ramble bee. This is good. Was it a sleepy bee?
I think it's sleeping.
Be quiet, don't wake the bee up. The number of flowers and everything is so satisfying.
Okay. I just thought I saw some wildlife while you were talking. Please keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah, he's trialing that with some burrows where they're doing the conventional monitoring, a bit like what I'm doing here, but also the kind of putting your hand in and physically like confirming is there a chick or something in here. So maybe in a few years' time there will be like the standard smelling. I think you said, yeah, the huff and puff and perfume. Maybe it'll be a patented science that all seabird colonies will have. So that'd be cool. When does the sun come up? The sun rises at about 5 a.m., which does make the first half an hour quite hard with monitoring puffins. They're thinking of shifting it like half an hour later, because my method of seeing puffins compared to razorbills and guillemots, which are other black and white birds of similar sizes, puffins are a bit smaller, and the white on the belly doesn't extend up around the side. So razorbills and guillemots, or razorbills, a bit of white comes around the sides. Razorbills is even more so, but puffins it's not. It's just like the front of the belly. So I always look for no white and a bit of a smaller bird. So I'm looking at black against a black sea at 4:30 a.m., which makes it quite hard. But yeah, 5 a.m. the sun rises. Do you account for greedy puffins who bring fish themselves? No, but I don't. They don't usually do that. But if they do, then that's very rude because they're messing up our science and figures.
That's
They just
why they're
don't want
doing
to.
it.
Yeah, they know how to mess with us. They just don't want to eat in public. Sounds like a decent gauge. 2.4 chicks and a dog. Oh, we tried to talk to one of the staff during the account, and I was like, yes, didn't realize what she was doing. So, yeah, it's you have to do it on the main viewing platform where you have 60 or so visitors are looking for puffins. And it does look interesting what they're doing because they're looking down with binoculars. They're on like an elevated bench. They look already more important. There's a clipboard. It's like, okay, this is official, important things happening with a clipboard, and like a tablet and a clicker and everything. So it just looks interesting. But yes, she's very lovely. She'd love to talk to you, but it is just quite hard to kind of constantly scan for puffins. So don't worry. Buddha puffin, porcelain device. Yeah, that is sometimes what happens. Birdie, putting your hand in, you get a nibble. You kind of you have to like twist your hand in, and then sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, there's a chicken there because it bites you. 455 Q2, yay! It was crazy because I was there for the sunrise, then I did a day of work, and then I came back in the evening to look for some jumplings. So I had been there at the center for, I think it was some very long hours, like 16 or something hours. But I could see the sunrise and set on the same place. It was very lovely. You'd be a chunky stay-at-home. You let your partner like, oh, you go do the fish. I'm looking after this chick. Very, very busy. You're in the first group there, so maybe it does less. Oh, that's good. Nice and quiet. Umpires of the burping world. Very nice. But yes, that's what I've been up to for a while.
I love doing bird surveys. I just haven't had a chance to do them the last couple of years. So
Hmm. It's a nice excuse just to go down. Usually, kind of like, just like slow down and just look at birds. It's nice. There's no other reason you're out there. You're just there for the wildlife. It's very nice.
being in an area, knowing that what you're trying to do is actually find a specific, like every species that's in that area and count them. Like I used to love doing the morning moor walks on Budby, and like walking through the moor and just trying to find uh, like every stone chat couple, every yellowhammer, every green woodpecker, like everything in an area. It's so good. And then you get the odd surprise, like a cuckoo flying overhead or something like that, which is not exactly expected. Like you hear them, but you don't expect to see them in flight, and then you get to record that on a piece of paper, and that goes to like the records, and it's there forever. It's very cool.
It just feels nice. Like you're like, oh yes, I am being useful. I am contributing to the protection and knowledge of this place. Like it is very satisfying in that sense. Enjoyed the swan survey. Oh, that's cool, Birdie. Cool swan survey. If you'd like to be Thistle, I mean, volunteers are always wanted by every charity, every conservation place. So you just look up, I don't know, like bird surveying or monitoring volunteer or something in my area, and I can guarantee there'll be something not too far from you. And even if it's, oh no, there's like the breeding bird survey by the BTO. You can go in and just say, this is where I live. Even if it's like 3 mornings in the spring, like it's not too much of a commitment. And they'll give you a location which is near your site, like your home as such. So I do recommend they are good fun, as Andrew's saying, just like going out looking for stuff and getting some cool surprises.
Getting up early with a purpose and heading out, it's just great.
And it really increases your like identification skills by like sight and sound, because you're so like honed in, and you don't have to be the best. Like you don't have to know your primaries and your secondaries for your different warblers and such. Like it's a very welcoming and good introductory thing to do. And if you do want to brush up on your birdsong ID or just general bird ID, then there's plenty of online sources and resources. It's very good in that. Oh yeah, you can drive around. Yeah, no one can stop you now, Thistle. You're free.
Freedom. Cool. Shall we get on to some wildlife encounters then?
Yeah, I want to see what you've been up to, what you saw in Dartmoor.
You want to see what I've been up to in Dartmoor? Okay, well, I'm going to start off with a location I went to last year, which is Wistman's Woods.
Oh, I'm excited.
So I went back to Wistman's Woods because last year the weather wasn't very good. It was wet. It was miserable.
It's too rainy for my rainforest.
It's such a beautiful place.
Wow.
I had to go back when the light was setting. So this was about 6 p.m. we were there. So the sun's basically off to the left of the picture. And it's such an amazing place.
It really feels like one of those places where pictures just don't do it justice, or even videos. Like you just have to be there to experience it.
You have to go. It's captivating. Like I could honestly have sat on a stone next to it for hours. In fact, there was people doing that. Again, there's lots of signs around the outside saying please do not enter. Although some people don't pay attention to them or listen to them and just decide to go for a walk down the middle of all these stones themselves anyway, destroying all the mosses and stuff that are on them, and not giving to whatever's. But yeah, it's just such a mystical place, and it's not very big either. It's only about the size of 2 football pitches. It's tiny, but it's well worth it. And all these oak trees, this is all oak, and they're all ancient, but you can just see how small and spindly they are because there's just very little nutrients in the soil to let them grow fully. Like I even saw an oak tree which was really short, which had been like nibbled constantly by sheep, which therefore meant it was just a very, very, very small oak tree. It was quite cool. Do we know the diversity of moss lichens there? probably thistle, but I wasn't really looking at that. If you look at the top, you can actually see some old man's beard dangling down from the branches.
Could be a figure somewhere.
Yeah. And then we got a lovely view of a woodpecker. So if I can get my woodpecker image. Lots of surveys here are done by nature organisations, and you need to become a member to do them. So strange. That is strange.
Well, I guess it raises funds and such, but it's not very engaging in that sense.
No, it doesn't get everybody involved, which was what you really want. There we go. So is this a juvenile great spotted woodpecker?
Oh.
The likelihood of it being a diverse space. Yes, Barnacle, great. Natural bonsai. All of these we have along the coast here. Yes, Fishy. Well, it kind of does bonsai them. So they're really thick trunks in a nice canopy, but like they're absolutely tiny. Like they only come up to your knee, which is super cool. So yeah, so this woodpecker was making lots of noise in the middle of the woods, and I watched it for about half an hour, moving back and forth. It was very cool. And then on the walk back, I saw this lovely stone chat. I'll show the stone chat off.
Do love a stone chat.
I love a stone chat.
Birdie got a really nice picture of a stone chat.
Who did say?
Birdie did on our trip.
One of my favorite songbirds is stone chats.
I do think of you most time I see a stone chat. I'm like, oh, Andy loves the stone chat. It's nice because it makes me appreciate them more again. It's fun.
So that was all around Wistman's Woods. I also saw meadow pipits. Lots of young stone chat. Which were making me think when I was looking through the pictures that I saw spotted flycatchers. I don't know why. Like very similar to spotted flycatchers for some reason. I was like, is that a spotted fly? No, it can't be a spotted fly. So I'm sure that's a young stone chat. And then lots of barn swallows and goldfinch and stuff as well in the area, which was really good. You love the little clicky sound, Birdie. Yeah. Makes me perk my ears up instantly as soon as I hear that.
You're like,
where's the stone chat? Where's the stone chat? It's cool. And then earlier that morning, I went down the River Dart. I was looking for dippers. I found a dipper, but the pictures were absolutely terrible. So it was only in front of me for about 15 seconds. But so I haven't shared any of them, but I have shared my damselfly, which I'm pretty sure is a beautiful damselfly.
I'm sure they are.
Pookie last week, and we can hopefully get some confirmation.
Oh. I mean, that sure is a beautiful.
An underrated place. It is.
I think it is. I always forget my dragon and damselflies every summer.
It's definitely not banded. I'm pretty sure this is the male. Looks like it, says Pookie. Awesome. Thank you, Pooks.
Like
I saw lots of these, both male and females, up and down the River Dart. There was hundreds and hundreds of them.
They're so shiny. That's the thing with like lots of insects. Like, just
gorgeous.
The like metallic look of them is so shiny, and the colours. Oh, like the blue, the common blues and such. Every time I see them, it's like you're just so blue and so good.
Yeah, we parked up at a little car park in Dartmeet, which is where the East Dart and the West Dart meet, which is why it's called Dartmeet. And we walked upstream on the East Dart, and found this beautiful little island just in the middle of the river that you could get across to on stepping stones, and we just went and sat on there for about half an hour. It was just, honestly, it was idyllic. Absolutely amazing. The things you do to find dippers, eh?
It's worth it in the end.
So that's my fourth image. Is that my fourth image? Yeah, my fourth image. And I've got one more. Can I put my final image up, please? A biggie.
Oh my gosh! What a picture! Whiskers, no. Oh.
Joke about buying a telescope.
That's such a nice picture.
So yeah, so I don't think I'll get a better picture of an otter.
Not for a while, maybe. No.
Water sausage. It's barnacle.
Water sausage. I love that.
So my goal is, so I'm off to the Outer Hebrides, the Isle of Harris in September, and my goal is to get a picture of an otter in the water. That's what I want, and
That would be
hopefully get it something as clear as this.
I believe in you.
So yeah, so I'll be spending 6 days just looking for otters. I'm going to really annoy the other 4 people that I'm with. You guys could go do what you want. I'm looking for otters.
Like after a week, it's like, oh my gosh, I had the best time around. Like, I've just been here looking at otters. Just here for the otters.
Yeah, so there you go. So that's what I was off doing in Dartmoor.
Sounds like a very nice trip.
It was great. Honestly, I needed it. It was lovely. The company was brilliant. I didn't see a lot of birds. It was very, very quiet on the bird count. In fact, wildlife was just very, very quiet, except for insects. So many horseflies. But I got eaten alive. But yeah, it was just lovely. It was just really nice.
Nice.
What about you? What have you got to show us?
Well, it was hard to narrow it down, but I'll start with my hair bell, please. Oh, my friends would just tell me if I planned 4 days of otters. Oh, you can find some new ones, Cecil. Don't worry.
Doesn't he find friends that don't disown you for 4 days of otter spotting, Thistle? You've got to understand that otter spotting is really important in life. It makes you happy.
Okay.
It'll make them happy too.
You win them round, Thistle, I'm sure.
Good to see how cute they are.
Hmm. How much you don't like using those things. Smidge spray does deter clothes. Yeah.
Using these things. Smidge spray does deter clegs from my experience. All right. The best one I've heard of is Avon's Skin So Soft.
Oh.
And apparently the special forces and like the Marines and stuff use it when they're up in the Highlands to keep the midges off. So Avon Skin So Soft, people. You'll have lovely skin and the midges will be deterred. I'm not sure what it does for horseflies.
Win-win. Could I have my hair bell image up first, please? But really,
by them. We're not yet, Thistle. Let's hope one day we can be sponsored by Avon Skin So Soft. That'd be amazing. So look how lovely my skin is. And midges do not bite. So who's
gonna
going to go ask the SES if they use Avon Skin So Soft? That's Chris.
Can you go, Chris? Can you ask, as you said? Thanks for volunteering. Be soft like marshmallows. Actually makes you more palatable. It's a reverse effect.
He needs a full beekeeper suit. No, I'll just get eaten. It's not the end of the world.
One with wildlife. Yeah, lovely harebells. They've been popping up the last few days or so, which has been really nice. Just such, I just love them. I don't know what it is. Like, they're a fun color. They're a
Beautiful.
fun look to them. They're just a fun flower. I love it. This feels like a very good, like mid to late summer flower.
Yeah.
This makes me happy. So it's nice seeing lots of them around. And I'll go for my other flower. Can I have my orchid picture, please? So this is a very nice orchid. I didn't find it myself. A friend found it, so I had to go hunt it down. And this is a hybrid orchid, which is pretty common. However, this is not just a interspecies orchid. This is a intergeneric hybrid. So within each kind of family of orchids, you'll get quite a lot of crossovers. So kind of marsh orchids, you have like northern and southern kind of crossing over a lot, or spotted, like kind of he spotted a common spot, like all these be like kind of crossing over, but they generally stay within the same group and they hybridize with each other. But this is a heath spotted crossed with a heath fragrant orchid, we think, or they think, the professionals who found it. So that's a very exciting one. So it's a very rare or a rare intergeneric instead of an interspecies hybrid, which is fancy. Oh, planning for the NC500 road trip with my parents. Contributing to the madness in August might actually use Avon Skin So Soft. Wow. Use code Andy, 5% off.
NC500 goes across the Balakna Okay, I warn you, if you're driving that mountain road, it is very narrow. So please be careful. And if there's cloud cover, you will drive through clouds. Okay, where literally your visibility drops to zero, but it's beautiful when you get to the top, especially on a clear day. And then you're down into Applecross, and I will be staying in Applecross in September as well for a few days. And Applecross is one of my favorite places. It's beautiful down there.
Oh, that's a really nice trip to do. Can I come along too?
The NC500 is on my list. I've done about half of it. I've never done the full route. So
Orchid ID is a dark art barnacle. I didn't ID this. This was like a group of botanists came over, and I normally couldn't join them, but yeah, they came over. It's like doing their magic and spells and stuff, and then ended up with a final answer. You'll partly be driving, thanks, Data. You just sit there and enjoy the road. It is a good excuse, yes, that is true. So this was a nice orchid. Smelled very good. I love a good smelling flower, so that was very nice. I'll next have, what next? Have my garden tiger, please. Have my first garden tiger for summer. I was very happy. It's the moth that got me into moths, so it has a special place in my heart.
I forgot. I saw a Jersey tiger when I was in Dartmoor as well, and I've got a picture of it on my phone.
Ooh, put that on the Discord. Botanists can be useful.
I forgot to set the flash again, so it's quite a dark image, but you can definitely tell it's a Jersey tiger.
You had to flash them off, going like, onto the camera. The way you say that, barnacle, it makes it sound like botanists aren't useful like 90% of the time. It's like, oh no, they have their uses. That's how far. Oh, it does. I hadn't seen that. A nice patterned one. But yeah, amongst many other moths which I need to put on the Discord as well. But I do love a garden tiger. I remember seeing my first one like out on the ground, and its wings are open. You can see the creamy bit and like the orangey bit. I was like, whoa, moths so cool. And it's always been downhill, uphill. It's just been better since then. Always loving moths. I have my other moth one. Can I have my Del Planquea dilatella, please? Or Del Boy, as I've heard it's being called. Well, you do have a moth trap, but you've seen moth surveys in the Amazon use a white sheet and a big light. I'm thinking of trying that tonight. I really recommend it. Find the brightest light you have and shine it at like a bed sheet or a big towel or something and just hang it up. It works surprisingly well. It's
Yeah, I've done that in the back garden. I did that last year and the year before, and it definitely attracted moths. I had box moths and stuff on it, which was pretty cool. Thankfully, I don't have any box, so it didn't matter. But
go on.
it definitely works.
It's a very good way because you can say, "Cool, I'm done mothing now," and you can just turn off the light and check there's no moths on the blanket and like carefully take them off. If it's night, they're just gonna fly up anyway, and then you're done. You don't have to like carefully remove moths or wait till the evening as such. It's a very good one. Will do, birdie. But yeah, a lovely little moth. I found this in the window to the bathroom because the lights stay on overnight, so it's actually quite a good little ambient moth trap. But a lovely little micro moth. Go on to.
It's lifting its head.
Yeah, I love the posture of some of the micro moths. Like some of them stand really proud. It's like it's kind of angled up. I can have my potter wasp picture, please. So this is a very, very fun find. At the visitor center, there's a big kind of row of stairs, and it's kind of like steel, like big kind of metal handrails and such. There's kind of these big kind of rivets and such. And I was going down. I was coming up, and I just looked around. I was like, oh, there's like this kind of big kind of brown patch on one of them, and on the next one there's like a round patch of brown with a hole. I'm like, oh my gosh, it must be like a solitary wasp or something very cool. And I think the next time I came up, there was one of the wasps here, which is really cool. And I took a picky, and there is a video as well. I'll pop in the Discord. And oh yes, thank you for my second picture. This was like a week later, but I also found one which had lots of caterpillars in it. And I eventually worked out that it's a maritime mason wasp, the scientific name Anthestrocerus scoticus. And they're quite similar to Anthestrocerus oviventris, but it's like a bit with the details of the like tergite bands and such and the colors and such. But very, very cool wasp. They just look really nice, black with the nice bands, and they will around the coastline, but sometimes inland. Find like nooks and crannies, so it can be kind of in artificial things like it was here, in walls or like tree bark and stuff. And they'll kind of have a nest, they'll lay their eggs, they'll fill it with caterpillars, and then kind of build up a nest outside made of mud. And usually, if there's no, if it's not in an opening, like a little crevice like this where they can just like form a door, then they kind of form a whole kind of case in the kind of shape of a classic kind of pot, so kind of like a big bowl and like a slight rim to it, which hence the name kind of potter wasps. And I was very excited to find this one, and now because this was almost a week ago, and like yesterday I went up and you could see like all along the kind of handrail all these little rivets have been filled in, and I saw them on this little patch of kind of moist, kind of like I suppose like a bit of dirt but quite moist. Must be like a spring or something nearby, and they were kind of collecting all the kind of mud. You could see them kind of like forming little balls in their hands, and it was very cool insects. So that was very nice. I'm going to can my Razorbill video, please. This was really sweet. This was during one of my puffin watches, and then all of a sudden I hear this clapping sound, and this guy comes and sits next to me for 20 seconds or so.
I want the Razorbill to come and sit next to me.
It was so cute. Wait, next to going around, looking around. It's very curious. It's so cute. And this is what's called silly seabird season. So, well, unofficially called silly seabird season, where they raise all parents, they raise a chick, and then the male will go off with the youngster, the juvenile, and look after them and teach them how to fish and feed and such. But they're out to sea, so the female of the pair is like, oh, brilliant, I'm on holiday now. Like, some of them will go straight out to sea for the winter, but some will kind of like stick around, and some will kind of just go exploring, have fun. They got time on their hands. They haven't got a kid anymore, so they'll go to like unusual places and they get quite curious and exploratory. And there's some kind of flip the platforms like, what are you doing? Yeah, are you spying on us? Yeah, it was very fun. They're very cute in the version. They're very cute. This was very nice. A nice break from kind of constantly looking down the platform, and I'm like, I just hear this big flapping sound, and it plops onto the wall next to me.
Hey, I've seen you watching us. Are you spying us? It's one of my. I think it is my favorite seabird birdie.
There's something about them. They're so smart looking and so clean. It's so good. And then I have my feeding frenzy video. So there is lots of kittiwakes and a few gannets. There's also something else in here. I want to see if anyone spots it because it's very sneaky and it only comes in for like a second. I think birdie on there. It's very subtle now that I yeah, Hector has posted this because she posted a very good photo of one. But there is a minke whale, and I would time it and say it's there, but then there's a delay on the screen, so it's quite hard to do that.
You do see it. Its fin comes out the water. There it is. Its fin clearly comes out.
It's just below the middle, and it comes along with a wave and it goes whoosh. Yeah. Minke whale. You see many feeding frenzy. You can see that has been devoid in here. It was devoid until about 2 weeks ago. Oh yes. On the video. It was devoid until about 2 weeks ago or so. And yeah, all of a sudden it like picked up and it's picked up more and more and more. And for the last week and a half, it has been insanely busy. I've seen some like the biggest feeding frenzies I've ever seen, like thousands of kittiwakes like spread across like a square kilometer, like was like really long band. Yeah, Birdie saw them there, lots of minkies, doing lots of like gannet feeding. Interesting, not many dolphins and porpoise. There was a few dolphins, but we've been getting loads of minkies. I think there was one day where they were pretty certain, like the staff and volunteers, that there were about 5 in the water there, which was insane. And I like it's on my list of this year. Like I want to see a minke whale, and I saw one a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, a minke whale, and it was like a second, and that was it. And now I'm like doing my puffin surveys, and there's two like Maya and a friend next to me, and they're just going like minke. 10 seconds later, minke, and it's like another one, and must have like 50 like minke spots in 20 minutes or something. It's insane. They're River Patrol Panther 4. Oh, yeah, there's been like loads of minkies around. And then 2 nights ago, one of the ferries saw a basking shark, and apparently there are like humpbacks in the air as well. I was like, what's going on? I got a picture of something which we think are Risso's dolphins. Yeah, it is very cool what's happening. So hopefully, Barnacle, it'll just like appear out of nowhere and it'll just get really busy. I think it's starting to die down, but I think it's just like tides shifting the best feeding times outside of when we're there in the middle of the day. So it might be, was it yesterday? Because I was there really early. It was like 6 a.m. It was starting to really pick up. And then by about 9 a.m., it was dying down when we were kind of getting to work time. So I'm sure it's still really busy. It's just when we're not there. So fingers crossed it picks up for you. That'd be cool. Oh, I spotted minke. Oh, something about them. They're just so cool. Because you see dolphins and porpoise, and then it's just like a really big one. And it's like they're so slow and gentle. In general, it's like oh, it's very hard. Like I'm very impressed with your one, Birdie, because it's not just like the very tail end. It's like proper like in the middle. Like yep, there's definitely minke. That's the dorsal fin. Because by the time it's like, oh, there's a minke, move camera, get a picture. It's like, cool, it's basically gone by that time. So, well done. And for my final one, I have a video of some jumplings, or a jumpling. And from last night, I went through to the jumplings. So it's quite a dark video. I didn't realize how dark it was, I'm afraid. Guillemot and Razorbill chicks, when they get to only 2.5, maybe 3 weeks old, they will fledge the nest. And this one is right at the top of the sea stack. They're about 70 meters, 75 meters off the sea. And it's not just like a single stack, it's like got terraces, there's like different layers. So if you're really unlucky and your parents decide to lay you on top of the stack, your best bet is just like fling yourself off. You can't fly at this point, you've got to like steady wings, you can't fly. And in this video, you might be able to notice they fling themselves off, but then they do bounce twice. It's quite. You have to like. I tried to track it. You can see it kind of go. It's black, and then it turns to white as it falls a bit slower because it bounces, and then it bounces again just out of view. It's quite hard to watch, but they're biologically designed to bounce. Like they're meant to survive. Most of them do, Birdie. You think surely not, but they still breed on the tops of the stacks. It's like some of the best breeding because like they're so tightly packed. If their chick died every time, like, they just wouldn't. No one would breed there because they know it's a bad spot. And I've seen them bounce and think, oh my god, there's like 100% dead. They know they survive that, and they just like get up and like, oh cool, waddle, 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 jump, and then get into the sea and paddle away. And just, how did they survive that? Because that's a big drop. That must be 15, 20 meters, and it's gone. But yeah, very cool to watch them in general because sometimes like they fly off and land in the water and they waddle around as close as they can to the water and like hop in, or a wave kind of pushes them in. But the ones on like the very top of the stack are always the most dramatic. And sometimes they take the right angle and they catch the wind and they go all the way down to the bottom, but sometimes they take a few bounces to get there. It took you 20 minutes of watching the feeding frenzies ignoring the other birds. Oh well. Yeah, that's been a few of my highlights. I have many more which I'll put on the Discord because so much wildlife is happening. It's so good. What a good summer.
It's been quite quiet for me. I've been concentrating on my garden more than anything else, really. Although I've got lots of gulls overhead right now. Sorry?
You've been concentrating on getting the wildlife to you instead of you going to the wildlife.
Yeah, instead of me going to the wildlife, yeah. But it's getting there. Like I say, lots of bees at the moment, which is lovely. Lots of butterflies in the garden earlier before we went live. But it's a bit late for them now. So there we go. Ooh, is this us about to see if we can do some?
I said I do sadly have to leave because it is 8:30. So I do apologize, but please go for some. No pics of Birdie. I have a pic of Birdie. I didn't know if Birdie wanted to be displayed on stream. I can put Birdie pic in the Discord.
Yeah, put Birdie pic in the Discord. And I'll say what we'll do is we won't do the wildlife encounters this week. We'll do them next week. I forgot Nick is leaving early. Ah, you're okay, Thistle. Don't you worry. Yeah, cool.
More wildlife
I've got lots of seagulls flying over. One of my neighbours puts food scraps out in their back garden, And then that means that seagulls.
You can't have your dinner outside anymore because they're like, oh yes, the scraps are here.
Basically. Very kind of them to be so considerate, but there we go. Cool, right. So if we're going to head off now, I will be back on Friday for more RAF. And we are off to another new island.
Ooh.
We've done 3 new locations. 2 new locations or 3 new locations that I've never visited before. So it's all really new and trying to figure out puzzles and stuff. And we had to sort out a reactor last week, Nick.
Oh,
a nuclear reactor. We had to fix it.
Even last time I was here, we were struggling to stop a bird keep on dropping rocks on us.
Exactly. So there we go.
Made your way up in the world. That's a good
And then, good we get. And then we'll all be back on Wednesday. Hopefully with Kat. She's returned from the Azores. That's where she is, I think, still on our holidays.
Nice.
With some more wildlife encounters. There we go.
Very exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing all about her adventures.
Yeah, me too. Please do keep your wildlife encounters coming in. I haven't caught up on the species count, which is why it's been the same for 3 weeks, because I got completely and utterly drained by trying to keep up with everything that was going on over June. So we will catch up on that again in the next couple of weeks, and we will jump back onto your images and stuff next week.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everyone. Hope you have a lovely rest of your evening or rest of your week. And yeah, please keep on with the Discord. It's been so nice just seeing so much stuff going on there. It's really lovely. Best community in the world we have here. It's so nice. I love it.
Yeah. Cool. Right, everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks, everyone.